Welcome to the Gerry Anderson podcast, which today sees the presenter on the brink of another holiday, even though he is only barely back from the last one. This demonstrates the pressure that he must endure on a daily basis. Just talking to Nolan alone is enough to raise a man's blood pressure, even when he's not there. I'd only be here for one more day, as I was saying. What do you call that fella? Joel Thingamy? What's his name?
Oh, don't be hateful.
No, but I never remember his name. I was calling
Taggart.
Joshua. Joel Taggart. He's a very good broadcaster.
Yes.
But I never remembered his name. I don't know why. I was telling him that I'll be off for 3 weeks doing the Lord's work in the land of the heathen. So I hope you'll support me in my endeavours.
Did you read yesterday in the paper or the day before that summer is officially over?
Yeah.
Did you see it? The Met Office has said it's over.
That's why I'm going away for 3 weeks.
We got 2 days.
Now, I'm going to tell you something now.
It's going to get colder and wetter.
I know, but see, look at you now. You never went away anywhere. You made a very bad mistake.
I did.
You did, because you took a little holiday, but you didn't go anywhere.
No, I cut the hedges and cut the grass.
That's not going anywhere.
I know.
You should have went away, because do you know what will happen? To see in about 2 or 3 months' time, you're going to be fit to be tied, because you'll be sitting there in November, depressed out of your mind, knowing there's another 4 months of winter in front of you. And I'll be in here, glowing, full of fun, having had the sun's rays upon me, played upon my face over many's a time.
But you see, I was the typical little soldier boy. You see, they said we need volunteers. Jerry's going off. Will you fill in for Jerry and get so Jerry can have a little break? And I'm filling in for you and Mr. Jerry Kelly.
I know. But
will you take a break?
But this is wrong. You see, you must
I know
never
it's wrong, but I'll never do that again.
Don't do it again.
Never.
Consider others. Don't consider others. If you consider others, you're hammered. If you consider others, it's to your own detriment.
Yes, I was thinking about you.
Thank you.
When they said to me, Jerry needs a break. I thought, yeah, I suppose he does. All right.
What did you think when they said Jerry needs another break?
Yes.
A month later.
Aye.
So I'm only back. When was I away?
Not fair.
I was away in June. And now I'm away again.
13
the Lord's work needs to be done. The Lord's work is never done.
13 months ago, I got a holiday.
I know, look at you. Look at you. You're
and I took a week off and I cut hedges and cut grass.
Do you know what that's called, what you did? There's a term for that in anthropology. You know I'm a social anthropologist. Yes. Well, it's called altruistic behaviour.
Well, explain that
altruistic behaviour is something that we do not credit to animals, and we figure that man is the only man capable of altruistic behaviour for its own sake. For instance, now, if a bird sees a worm, right?
Yeah.
And another little bird with a limp sees the bird at the same time, and the bird that's fast knows that it can get to the worm before the little bird with the limp.
Yes.
It'll get that worm and get out of there. But you see, we, being a human being,
we give the limping bird.
Get that wee worm there, son. Go on, you get that. You need that more than me. Go on, you get that wee worm, son, there. See, that's what's called altruistic behaviour. But then again, it's not entirely altruistic behaviour, because the reason why we are altruistic is because we live in a society where if we are all altruistic, it means that someday in the future, you too may have a limp, and someday you may spot a little worm, and a man will say, go on, you take that wee worm there, son. Maybe it's just as well that the presenter is off doing God's work. His relationship with Coilis Interruptus is getting increasingly fractious and verging on the unhealthy. Francie was talking about the shock absorber, which was a particular pad that one puts between the cheeks of one's bum, so that the sweat that one's...
Yes. All right.
A shock absorber.
And you missed the whole point of it.
I know I missed it.
Yes.
That's why I'm bringing it up again. You see,
yes.
I'm willing to admit my mistakes, not like some. You would never admit you're wrong.
What about Kathleen?
Kathleen. Good morning, Kathleen.
Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
He'll never admits when he's wrong.
Aye. Who, you?
Him in there.
He does so.
You do not. You never admit when you're wrong. You fight like a badger.
Give me an example.
If I say something, you say that's not true. You fight like a badger. Even when you find out it's true, you won't admit it.
I'm saying now that it's right, that you're wrong, if you know what I mean.
I know, but you're not saying that you're wrong. I admit that I'm wrong.
I'm saying that you're right, that I'd be wrong, and I say I'm wrong, but I'm not right.
No, but you're saying I'm right when you know I'm wrong, even though I'm right.
But I don't agree.
Well, I'm right to agree that you don't be wrong when I'm right. Why did you not agree when I'm right and when you're wrong?
Because I do.
You not agree with it?
I don't.
All right, then.
Well, talk to Kathleen.
No. The presenter is ageing, and evidence of this is beginning to manifest itself on air in a slightly unpleasant manner.
I don't know whether you've watched this programme on BBC Two, Belfast FM.
Yes, I have watched that. It's very promising. It's not right yet, but it's very promising.
Brilliant.
Yes. Oh, no, it's not brilliant yet. It's very promising. It's promising, yeah.
All right. right. Well, the last one's on tonight. If any of yours want to watch it, I think it's fantastic.
There's a thing about.
I just thought it was your type of humour.
Well, it's nearly is, but see, the jokes are too laboured. You see, there's sometimes people do that. Whenever you get a first series, people try too hard. What is that?
That's my wee baby.
Sounds like a wee poodle.
Sounds like a dog to me. What kind of a dog?
Pardon him. Excuse him, please. That was disgusting.
It was that donut.
Well used, Tim.
I nearly broke there.
You did? Nearly.
You lost me breakfast there. Excuse me. That was pretty bad there. I apologise to people out there who are having their breakfast for that unseemly burp. That's the first time I burped on the radio.
Thank goodness that end.
I've never burped before. Have I ever done that before? Not really.
No.
I've hiccuped, I've coughed, I've sneezed, but I've never burped. What's next, I wonder? The presenter cares not a jot for public opinion. Listen as he lampoons his neighbours. He faces a long wait tonight before being served a drink at his local. There is an old offence on the statute books which is called, and I've never heard of this, we're talking about the cyclists again. Did you ever hear of this? There's an old offence called furious driving.
No.
Did you ever hear of that?
No.
Neither have I. Furious driving. Oh, sounds great, doesn't it?
Was that road rage?
I don't know. It sounds to me like road rage. And it can be committed anywhere and whilst using any mode of transport, even whilst riding a horse on a beach. If you're on a horse, you can be convicted of furious driving. In other words, driving without control. You know, like what do you call the wee fellas with the baseball caps? Cowboy junkies. What do you call the wee fellas? The wee boys that drive. You know the cars and you can't see when you see the top of their heads.
Oh, the wee petrolhead boys.
Petrolheads, yeah. They're always ugly.
Yeah.
They're always ugly and they're always short because they need the car because it's no good walking about, you see, because there's no good.
And they all lie back in the seat.
They all lie back. You just see the top of the baseball cap. And they all go at 1,000,000 miles an hour and they don't use any exhaust. They want it to be noisy.
The Boathouse is now a Chinese restaurant.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes.
Jerry, do the Derry accent, the one that is fast and hard to understand. I need a laugh. Hello, I can't do it.
You'll be popular in the city today.
Well, I already am. Welcome to the Daily Jerry Anderson podcast, where the presenter shares his precious programme space with not only the eyebrow, but with the Fat Boy's doppelganger, Joel Taggart. He's not bitter. Much.
You know the days whenever Pat Jennings used to appear in your programme?
That's right, Jim.
I would love to hear from Pat today.
Well, he was on the programme that day before he was actually on Talkback, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was on with the little Wendy girl. I was talking
Austin.
to Wendy. Yeah.
It's lovely to hear from Pat with his 119 caps for Northern Ireland. The glory days, the glory years.
Yeah, it's nice to hear from you too, Jolie.
Yeah. How are you, Pat?
Well, a little lonely now. The phone doesn't ring anymore, you know.
You're still talking to Ivan?
I miss the lads. I miss the lads. Well, it's a long time since I had it.
I remember you pouring your heart out to Jerry on the programme, maybe a year ago now, when you were looking just for that one last game.
Yeah. You know, it's rather sad, like, you know, you sit at home, you've got all your caps all around you, and you've got your medals, like, and you've got the photographs, like, of the lads, you know.
You must have a big house to have 119 caps all sitting around you.
It's a big head.
I wonder where this is going.
You see, he can't keep it up. He can't keep it up. A story of my life. Viewing figures for the BBC and UTV have declined by one following Mr. Coyle's decision to withdraw from his role as a TV viewer. He attempts to blame the presenter for the latest scheduling horrors. The presenter won't hear of it.
You put me off television. You made me stop watching television.
I didn't make you stop watching television.
Would you advise me?
I advise you not to watch it, but why don't you just let on you've seen things? That's what everybody else does. Pretend you've seen something.
Which I turned on a football program last night, and it was on ITV, and they were showing the highlights of a match that was played the night before.
So that's no good to anyone.
A match that was on television.
A match that had already been on live?
Yeah.
And showing that. Well, you see, that's the kind of thing that we're up against.
What's going on? And they put Joe Mahan back to 11:30.
What?
And they put the wee men, FM Belfast. That was on at 11:30 as well, too.
That was on BBC Two as well.
Yeah.
Was that not on BBC One before?
I don't know, but I missed it. Because I turned it over trying to find it. And they were just ending. I was annoyed.
I know. It's terrible, the things that they do.
Isn't it?
Anyway, the number to ring. No, but we'll keep watching television.
Listen, there's a lady on the phone who needs your help.
Really?
Yes.
So quickly?
Yes.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you? I believe you need my help.
Yes, I hope I'm not on the radio.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you are. You're on the radio. Do you not want to be on the radio? Seriously, I can take you off if you don't want to be on.
No.
You don't want to be on?
No.
Oh, it's all right then. Okay, bye. I thought you handled that well, Sean. The presenter has never been slow in highlighting his broadcasting faults, some of which have crossed the line into personal insults. It's not something he's proud of, but honesty is his watchword.
Did you ever hear this expression? You're getting very broad in the beam. Did you?
Yes.
Girls would say that too.
Getting broad in the beam. You should never say that. But the worst thing I ever did. The worst thing I ever did. The worst thing I ever did. And I cannot tell you. I did this on the air, but there was a reason for it. But I'll explain that later. But I did this in real life. You know, on the air is not real life. When you're broadcasting, it's not real life. But when you're walking around doing your daily business, I actually did this. I met a person whom I knew, a female person. I won't name her because it's very embarrassing. And without thinking, I said to her, "Oh, you're pregnant!" Because she had a protruding belly. And she said, "No, I'm not." There's no way back from that.
No.
How would you get out of that? It's these glasses. There's no way you get out of that.
That's the second time you did that.
Well, I did that on the air. I did it on the air years and years ago. I did that.
I was there with you.
Did I do it maybe 3 times? When was the time you were there?
No, what's the time?
I was going to tell you the first time I ever did that was when you weren't there. It was my early broadcasting career when I was but a boy broadcaster, and I was Walter's gopher. Walter used to do this programme between 9 and whatever it was, and every once in a while he would come to Derry Stoke Londonderry, and I, of course, was engaged in another smaller programme, like your own, in BBC Radio 4.
Did I inherit the wee programme from you?
Pardon?
Did I inherit the wee programme from you?
No.
Were you one of the...
Oh, no.
No.
I used to do a little programme between 9 and 10 in the morning on BBC Radio 4. Nobody inherited it. Right. When I left it, they scrapped it. Oh, right. Because they said, we can't let that happen again. Anyway, Walter used to come up here and he would do his programme. And he would do an outside broadcast. You know the way Hugo does them all now? How you doing?
All right.
How you doing? Have I got that right?
I don't know.
How you doing? Now you have to start up really high. How you doing?
Emma says no, whatever that means.
It's not right. What's wrong with it? Ask Emma to tell me what's wrong with it.
Anyway,
how you doing?
Back to
I think that's it. How you doing? Isn't that it? I'm too heavy on the doing. I was doing, how you doing? It's, how you doing? See, the wee doing is an expression of care and concern. The first, what you say, how you doing, is surprise and then concern. It's good to see you. Oh, hi, but how are you? How you doing?
I'll phone Willie Crowe.
Ask him to do it.
I'll ask Willie Crowe. He's from Strabane.
He knows how to do it.
Okay.
Good luck.
Anyway.
Hello. How you doing? What age are you, missus? 92. Who's the right fella beside you? My husband. What? You may as well keep him now. How you doing? Anyway, we were talking about outside broadcasts. Anyway, Walter sent me to Altnagalvin Hospital to the maternity ward. And he was sitting here in the studio. It was something to do with babies and that kind of thing. You know, they send you out to do stuff. And he said, I want you to walk around and talk to the ladies. And, ask them about their babies and stuff. Is everything okay and that kind of thing? So I'm doing that. So I'm roaming the corridors, looking for babies and women, which, is what I do at the weekend anyway, just leave out the babies. And this woman waddled up the corridor with a huge belly. When I walked up to her live on the radio, I said, when's your baby due? She said, I had it 4 days ago.
And that's the same story. That was me and you. It had nothing at all to do with Walter Love.
You're doing everything.
That was my...
I must have done it again then.
No, it was my wee programme on the afternoon, and you and I were sent to Altnagalvin around Christmas time.
That's a lie. The presenter and Mr. Coyle have many things in common, apart from golf, painting the house and money. But a shared history has left a bond which will never be broken unless he's sacked by the BBC. We have a childhood in common, even though we grew up separately. You're in the poorer part of town.
Yeah.
But all our memories are identical.
Uh-huh.
If I say to you now something which I won't mention because it'll mean nothing to anyone else, you would know what I meant. If I said the bullies,
yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes. Yes.
People
but I was never in the bullies.
Neither was I.
Well, there you are.
But everybody used to talk about it. The bullies were people used to go out to court.
Yes, but we don't.
We never
know.
had any women. Nobody would
and
ever
we
go
also,
with us.
another place where people went, we never went, was Bray Head.
I never went there
We
either.
don't know anything about it, but we
I
know
used to-
all about it.
We used to spend lots of time saying to women, "Do you want to go out to Bray Head with me?"
Aye.
No. Would you like to go to the bullies with me? No.
Now, you were of an age that would have taken girls for a walk in the country,
No.
let's say. Yes, you did. Did you ever lie in ditches?
No, I was never a ditch man.
Were you not?
I was a back lane man.
Do you remember stories were
No,
told
but you must have. Hold on a minute now.
about girls taking off their coat, or a man taking off his coat and putting it in the ditch?
Well, that's you can understand that.
Would that
yeah.
have been more for sailors? Do you know what I mean? Do you know, would have been visiting men to the
visiting men?
or did the likes of you do it and your older brothers? And my
I
older
never
brothers?
did it. No, you see, you must remember that I left this city when I was.
But were you never a ditch man?
No, I was never a ditch man. No,
you not?
no, I left the city when I was 17. Now, at that time, do you know the way people were going with each other when they're 12 and 13?
No, we were still playing cowboys then.
That's what I mean. But see, now it's different.
I was wearing short trousers up to I was 15, I think.
I wore mine until I was 23. No, but at that time, you only actually started to kind of, experiment. And I mean, like, just a peck.
What do you mean? Experiment?
You know, courting is the word
Yes.
I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think back what I was like when I was 16. And you'd be making hesitant steps towards the opposite sex when you're 16. So I left the city when I was 17. So I had no time to get a ditch. I had no time, but I'll tell you what, I moved on rapidly. As soon as I got out of here, things happened very quickly.
See, there's all sorts of
I was an
stories.
innocent. When I left here, I was,
What?
the V word.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, very annoyed. Very annoyed that I'd never had my coat down. The nighttime excursions of Mr. Coyle may be putting some people off visiting Derry/Londonderry and its surrounding district, villages and ghost estates. This leads to a discussion on TV remote controls and the shortcomings of those fine individuals whose livelihoods depend on them. My wife, my son and myself are heading to Donegal for a wedding today. We are staying in Buncrana, but I'm concerned that as we try to sleep tonight, a shadowy figure may be peering through our window. I tried to guard against the problem by getting a room on the first floor, but rumour has it that Sean now carries a ladder with him on his evening walks. Should I worry? Keep her lit till we get out. Roger from near Larne, queuing in Ballymena Mart to sell some basties. Do you still wander around at night and look in people's windows?
Yes.
Have you got your...
Not so much in the clear nights. But the nights are now getting darker. You notice now the nights are fading now. The light's fading.
Yes.
9 o'clock now. It's over.
The dimming of the light.
So once the dark nights come in, I'll be walking again.
Did you ever
play golf now?
Did you ever take on board the suggestion of a listener that you take out with you each night an international television channel changer? So when you're looking in the window, if you don't like what the people are watching, you can change the channel?
It's not a bad idea.
Oh, wouldn't it be great, that?
Oh, it'd be
Well, I would love to do that. Imagine if you were going past somebody's house and they're watching, The One Show. You could change it over to Channel 4 News. Great. John Snow would love that. Thank you for listening. I shall return in 3 weeks' time when the world is a better place because of what I've done.